Hi viewers, this is part 2 of direct speech and indirect speech. Suppose if you have not watched the part 1 of it, click the I button on the screen and watch it. So far we have covered the statement category of direct speech and indirect speech, and in this video we will see the remaining of it. If you are not our subscriber, do subscribe to our channel for more updates. The next type is imperatives. Imperative kind of sentences. How will you change imperatives into indirect speech? So what is the imperative first of all? Imperative is a command, order or requesting sentence. Okay. Imperatives are command, order, request, advice, warning. Okay. So these kind of sentences are known as imperative sentences. So when you convert imperative sentences from direct speech to indirect speech, what are the changes you should take up? The first is reporting verb. So in the statement we have changed the reporting verb said to told, said. Likewise, here according to the sentence you should change the reporting verb. Okay, the reporting verb said to or said or says, whatever the reporting verb may be in direct speech, according to the sentence, if the sentence is an ordered sentence, you should change to ordered, then commanded. If it is a request, you should change to requested, advised. Okay, so according to the sentence, you should change the reporting verb. Then coming to the conjunction, in the statement category, you have changed the comma, that is instead of comma, you have used the conjunction that. Here you have two conjunctions. One is for positive sentence and another is for negative sentence. So read and see your sentence. If it is positive, the conjunction is to, and if it is negative, the conjunction is not to. And apart from that, the pronoun are the same. I have not changed anything in this. And tense will not change in imperatives. So the first example for imperatives is, let me read out. The principal said to the students, switch off the fans when you leave the room. Switch off the fans when you leave the room. So when you read out the sentence, how does it appear to you? It can be an order, isn't it? So order sentence. So we have selected the reporting verb. So order, ordered. The principal, instead of the said to, what we have chosen? Ordered. The principal ordered the students. Don't write ordered to the students. You should not add to after this. Ordered the students. So here this is the place for conjunction. So instead of this comma, what's the conjunction? Positive sentence to, negative sentence not to. Switch off the fans. We don't have any words like don't or not. Okay. So it is a positive sentence. Okay, so what's the conjunction? To. That's it. Then rest of the things you can write. To switch off. I don't change any tense here. Switch off the fans when, see this, when you. You refers to students, plural. Okay, third person plural. So when they leave the room. Okay, are you clear? Now once again I am reading out the sentence. The principal ordered the students to switch off the fans when they leave the room. Okay, come to the second sentence. The teacher said, don't scribble. Okay, don't scribble. So this is what kind of sentence? Don't scribble. Again it can be an order or a reminder. Okay, so whatever according to the sentence, what situation you feel, that you can write. Okay, not only this four, warned you can write, reminded, instructed, anything you can write. The teacher, I will take up instructed instead of said. The teacher instructed. Okay, instead of this comma, what's the conjunction? See, we have don't, it's a negative word. So for negative sentence, what conjunction? Not to. the teacher instructed, instead of this don't, write not to. Then the rest of the word, not to scribble. That's all. The teacher instructed not to scribble. See the third sentence. The doctor said to me, eat healthy foods. Eat healthy foods. So this, what kind it is? It's like an advice, right? So we can choose this advice. So see, the doctor said to. How we can change? I told you, advice. Okay. So the doctor advised me. Instead of this comma, to, because this is positive sentence, advised me to eat healthy foods. Okay. Again I am reading out. The doctor advised me to eat healthy foods. Okay. So remember only one thing here, positive sentence to, negative sentence not to. So the next example is, the Quran says, help the poor and respect your elders. See, it's a compound sentence. Help the poor and respect your elders. See, let's see how it's changed. The Quran. So it can be an advice kind of sentence, or you can say this as says itself, or you can include ask. Okay. So I am keeping as says itself. The Quran says, it's a positive sentence, isn't it? Help the poor. We don't have the word don't. So says to what? Just like that, right? That's all. To help the poor. And here this is a second sentence. So once again you should add to. And to respect your represents our, okay, our elders. See, I will be reading it again. The Quran says to help the poor and to respect our elders. This is the second sentence. So for one more time I have added the conjunction to. Okay, then only it will be meaningful. Fine. As usual, at the end of the video, I have given you evaluation exercises. Please assess yourself. The next type I have selected is exclamatory. What is an exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentences expresses sudden feelings. It can be of any feelings. It can be out of happiness, or it can be a sad one, or it can be a wonder, shock, surprise, whatever it is. Okay. These sentences ends with an exclamatory mark. Okay. So in that way you can identify this easily. Fine. How the reporting verb should be changed here. First you look at the sentence and read it carefully and see if it is a happy sentence, what you should change. Said to should be changed to exclaimed, or exclaimed with a joy or wondered. Then if it is a sorrowful sentence, what you have to do? Exclaimed with a sorrow, or exclaimed sadly. Here exclaimed joyfully also you can write. Then regretted. If somebody feels guilty about themselves, then you can use this word regretted. And what's the conjunction? For statement and exclamatory sentence, the conjunction is that. Okay, for both the type, the same conjunction only, that. Then one more conjunction we have seen, that is for imperative. What's that? For positive sentence to and negative sentence not to. And here is the list of pronouns. As usual, no change. For 4 types, there is no change in pronouns. Here we should change the tense. In imperative, to 80% we didn't change the tense. Here we should change the tense. Okay. So apart from this exclamatory mark, what other expressions will help you to identify that it is an exclamatory expression? That are hooray, oh, alas, wow, water. So if a sentence starts with water, okay, that, then oh my god. So these sentence shows that it's an exclamatory sentence. Coming to the first example, what a beautiful view it is, said my friend. So there will be a slight alteration in the sentence. So far we have placed this reporting part first and reported part the next. So but in the question it's vice versa. Don't worry about that. As usual you do your work. My friend, bring it forward. my friend. So what situation is this? What a beautiful view it is. So he is seeing something and he is wondering at it. So you can choose the word wondered, isn't it? So my friend wondered, and here there will be a comma, isn't it? So instead of that, what's a conjunction? That. So my friend wondered that. Here only you should concentrate. What a beautiful view it is. So I told you these words, hooray, oh, alas, wow, what a. So these are exclamatory expressions. Whenever you come across such expressions, omit that. So what a, omit that. Then what's the remaining? Beautiful view it is. So place it forward, that's it. See, my friend wondered that it before. Subject before, okay? It, what's the past tense of is? Was. So that it was a beautiful view. Understood? So read it again. My friend wondered that it was a beautiful view. Okay? Next sentence. The people said, "Loss, we missed our leader." So by the sentence you can easily identify that it is a sad sentence. Okay, a loss, a sad feeling. They missed their leader. Okay. So now it's a unhappy sentence. What reporting word you should select? Exclaimed with sorrow. The people exclaimed sorrowfully, or with sorrow, both are right. The people exclaimed sorrowfully. I told you this exclamatory words you should remove. Okay. So what's the content? We missed our leader. Then what's the conjunction? That we refers to the people. Okay. So whom? They. That they. Now see the verb missed. It's in the past tense. I told you to change the tense. Missed past tense will be changed to past perfect. So I hope you remember the tense change. So missed perfect is what? Had missed. That they had missed our leader. Whose leader? They. Possessive case is what? Their. Okay. That they had missed their leader. Understood? So read it again. The people exclaimed sorrowfully that they had missed their leader. Okay. Next one. The traveler said, "Shit, I missed my ticket." So the same kind of sorrowful sentence. The traveler exclaimed sorrowfully. Then here comes the conjunction, isn't it? That I refers to the traveler. It can be he or she. Okay. So I am taking it as he. That he, again missed past tense, change that into perfect. That he had missed whose ticket? Answering it answers the question whose ticket. Okay. So he, possessive case, is his. He had missed his ticket. So read it once again. The traveler exclaimed sorrowfully that he had missed his ticket. Okay. Next. Sheila said, "Oh, it's my mistake." So it's a kind of sentence where the person accepted their fault, accepted their guilt. So I told you what is the word to be used. I told you no, regretted. Okay. Sheila, instead of said, we have found the word regretted. When someone accepted, when someone accepts their guilt or mistake, in that times you can use this word regretted. Sheila regretted that. I told you this is an exclamatory expression, so remove it. That it is Past tense, it was. Okay. Sheila, feminine gender. Whose mistakes? Sheila's mistake. Feminine gender, what's the possessive case? Her. So that it was her mistake. Okay. Read it again. Sheila regretted that it was her mistake. Okay. The final sentence. The players said, "Hooray, we won the match." Hooray, we won the match. So you know it's a very happy sentence. Okay. So the players joyfully exclaimed or exclaimed joyfully, both are right. Players joyfully exclaimed that, conjunction instead of this comma, that. Okay. I told you it's an exclamatory expression, so omit it. That we refers to whom? The players, plural, third person plural, that they. Okay, one is in the past tense. To what it has to be changed? Past perfect, isn't it? So that they had won the match. Understood? I am reading it again. The players joyfully exclaimed that they had won the match. Up next is interrogative. So what is interrogative? Interrogative is a question type. Okay. So when you want to ask someone a question which ends with a question mark, that is called as an interrogative sentence. People feel that this type is very difficult, but if you understand the nuances, it will be very easy. Okay. So let's get started with that. How will you change the reporting verb? I told you it's a question. So the reporting verb set to should be changed to asked, questioned or inquired. Okay, asked, questioned or inquired, anything as you wish. Then conjunction. There are two types of questions. One is WH type question and another is yes or no type question. What is a WH question? The question which starts with the WH word. What, why, when. Okay. So such questions are WH questions. And whereas you cannot answer the question as yes or no. So that is WH question. Okay. In the case of yes or no type question, the question will be answered either yes or no. So that's the difference. WH question means you cannot answer it as yes or no. Yes or no type question means you should answer it by yes or no. I will tell you an example later. So you just see the conjunction now. WH question means the conjunction is the same question word. And if it is an yes or no type question, the conjunction is if or whether. Out of these two, anything you can select. So coming to the example, first I will give you a clearance between the WH type question and yes or no type question. So read this question. Shiva said to me, "What are you doing?" And read this question. The teacher said to Raj, "Are you mad?" So for the first question, what are you doing? You cannot answer yes or no. So it is WH type question. And also it has got a WH word. So don't straight away come to conclusion when you see the WH word. Many times it will not be a WH question. So try to answer for that question. So if it answer for the question yes or no, then it is yes or no type. If it does not answer, then only it is WH type question. Okay. So what are you doing? We cannot answer yes or no. But see this sentence. The teacher said to Raj, "Are you mad?" So what answer could be given? No. Isn't it? So either yes or no. So for this, it comes under the type yes or no. Okay. So first of all, when you get an interrogative sentence, identify what type it is. Yes or no or WH. Okay. It's easy only. So let's go to the example. Shiva said to me, "What are you doing?" Okay. So Shiva said to will be changed to what? Asked, questioned, inquired, anything. So I am just having asked here. Shiva asked me. Don't ever add to after this, this is wrong. Okay, Shiva asked to me is wrong. Shiva asked me. So what type of sentence is this? WH. So what is the conjunction for it? Same question word. What's the question word here? What? So bring that as it is. Shiva asked me. This is a conjunction. Okay. What? Now, so listen very clearly. There is a crisscross. That is, pronoun should come forward. Auxiliary verb should go next. Okay. So this you refers to me. Me in the sense subjective case I. Okay. So Shiva asked me what I. Okay. What is the past tense of are? Was. Past tense of are is where only. But I is singular. So you should select was. See, you is plural, so they have given are. But I is singular, so you should select was. Okay. What I was doing. That's it. Don't give the punctuation marks, even question mark. So read it once again. Shiva asked me what I was doing. Okay. Next sentence. This is yes or no type. We have already identified. The teacher asked whom? Raj. So the teacher asked Raj. What is the conjunction? If or whether. So I am having whether. Whether. Now again a crisscross. Okay. Whether. You refers to Raj. Subjective place. Then he. Masculine gender. So he. Whether he is singular or past tenses were, but for he, here you have to select was. Whether he was mad. Okay, whether he was mad. I hope you have understood this. Let's go to the third sentence. See, only in this crisscross you should be very much aware. Okay, and with a subject verb agreement. Then, the third sentence, my mother said to me, where are you going? So, what type of question is this? WH type question. Okay. So, let's see. My mother asked me, what's the conjunction? Same WH word. Bring it there. Where? And what's the next step? Crisscross. Okay. The U denotes me. Okay. Subjective case of me is what? I. Okay. Where I. Then what's the past tense of are? Is where. As usual, I is singular. Then I was going. My mother asked me where I was going. Okay. Then the fourth sentence. A stranger said to me, are you a student? So, stranger is an unknown person. He questioned me, are you a student? So, let's see. Are you a student? It can give only two answers, either yes or no. So, it is yes or no type question. A stranger questioned me. What's the conjunction? If or whether. So I am taking whether, crisscross, me. So subjective place I. Whether I, are past tense is where, and in singular it's was. Whether I was a student. Okay. Even you can have another answer for this. Suppose if I am using if, questioned me, the other conjunction I told you, no, if or whether. In that, if I have selected means if I, here you should understand were. If I were a student. Why I have written were here, even I is singular? See, in the if clause, when you use the word if, next to the subject you should write only were. Okay, so when we use this conjunction if next to subject, you should use plural auxiliary only. Okay, so don't forget, better you can use whether itself rather than if. So read this. A stranger questioned me whether I was a student, or a stranger questioned me if I were a student. So this is the only difference. If you select if, you should use plural auxiliary. That's the only thing. Then the final sentence. John said to Veena, did you complete the homework? Let's see what's the type it is. Yes or no type only. Did you complete the homework? The answer will be either yes or no. So first itself you decide what type of question it is. Okay. Then John questioned Veena. What's the condition? Whether. Now a crisscross. Whether Veena is feminine gender, subjective place. So whether she, okay, did complete. This is past tense. Okay, so did is there. So you should understand that it is past tense. It's a kind of a slight different one. So see, did and complete tells you that the sentence is in past tense. So past tense will be changed to past perfect, isn't it? So whether she, instead of this did, I am writing had. Whether she had, and V3 no. So had plus V3, past perfect. Whether she had completed the homework. See, I am explaining this again to you. Did and you or crisscross, I told you. Did denotes that it is past tense. So past tense will be changed to past perfect. Okay. So when you bring this you here, she, there is no problem in this. But this did will be changed to past perfect. So whether she had completed, complete will be changed to completed. Whether she had completed the homework. I hope you have understood this. So far we have seen the direct to indirect conversion in all the kinds of sentence, that is statement, interrogative, imperative and exclamatory. In the upcoming video you will see how to convert indirect sentences to direct sentences, which is very easy. Okay. Thanks for watching.